Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into something that doesn't just move fast. It hits like a thunderclap, shakes the pavement, and rewrites everything you thought you knew about acceleration. We're talking about the legendary Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat and its four-door sibling, the Dodge Charger SRT Hellcat. If you've ever wondered what pure, unapologetic American horsepower feels like when it explodes off the line, stay with me. Because this machine doesn't accelerate. It launches, it roars, and it absolutely shocks you. The first time you press the throttle in a Hellcat, nothing prepares you for the violence of it. There's no gentle build-up, no polite surge forward. The Supercharged V8 delivers an instant wall of torque that slams you back into your seat as if gravity suddenly tripled. Your vision tightens, your heart rate spikes, and the world outside the windshield begins to blur into streaks of color. It feels less like driving a car, and more like being fired from a cannon wrapped in leather and steel. The sound alone is an experience. A deep mechanical howl layered with the high-pitched scream of a supercharger spinning at incredible speed, like a jet turbine inhaling the horizon. What makes this acceleration so shocking isn't just the numbers, although the numbers are absurd. We're talking about over 700 horsepower in standard Hellcat form and even more in wide-body or red-eye versions. That kind of power used to belong exclusively to exotic supercars costing several times more. Yet here it is in a car with a back seat, a trunk, air conditioning, and cup holders. It's the contradiction that makes it so fascinating, a practical machine that can transform into a tire-smoking monster with a single push of your right foot. From a standstill, traction becomes the first battle. Those massive rear tires fight to translate raw engine fury into forward motion. Sometimes they win, sometimes they surrender in clouds of white smoke. The car squirms, the rear end dances slightly, and then suddenly everything hooks up. And that's when the real shock hits. The Hellcat doesn't just accelerate forward. It lunges as if pulled by an invisible force. Buildings, trees, and road signs rush toward you and vanish almost instantly. It compresses time and distance in a way that feels unreal. Almost disorienting. On an open highway, rolling acceleration is just as jaw-dropping. You don't need to floor it from zero to experience the madness. Even at moderate speeds, a deep press of the throttle unleashes a tidal wave of power that surges forward without hesitation. Passing slower traffic becomes effortless, almost too effortless. You glance at the speedometer and realize you've gained speeds that would normally take half a minute in just a few heartbeats. The engine doesn't feel strained. It feels eager, hungry, like it's barely breaking a sweat. There's also a psychological component to Hellcat acceleration. You don't just feel speed physically, you feel it emotionally. There's a rush of adrenaline, a surge of excitement, mixed with a hint of fear. Your brain knows you're in control, but your body reacts as if something wild has just been unleashed. It's intoxicating, addictive even. Many drivers say that once you experience it, ordinary cars start to feel slow, muted, almost lifeless by comparison. Despite all this ferocity, the Hellcat can behave like a normal car when you want it to. In daily driving, it cruises calmly, the engine rumbling softly like distant thunder. The suspension absorbs bumps, the cabin remains comfortable, and you could almost forget you're sitting on a mechanical volcano. But the moment you demand power, the transformation is instantaneous. It's like flipping a switch between tame, commuter, and track predator. Another element that makes the acceleration so dramatic is the soundscape. As the throttle opens, the intake roars, the supercharger screams, and the exhaust bellows with a deep, chest-vibrating tone. It's not just noise, it's mechanical music, raw and unfiltered. The sound doesn't fade into the background. It surrounds you, amplifies the sensation of speed, and makes every acceleration run feel like an event. The physical forces at play are intense. Your body presses into the seat, your neck tightens to hold your head steady, and your hands grip the steering wheel a little harder. Even passengers who expect a fast ride often gasp or laugh in disbelief. It's a shared moment of shock and excitement, the kind that turns an ordinary drive into a story you'll tell later. Traction control. Systems work tirelessly behind the scenes to keep everything manageable. Without them, Unleashing this much power on public roads would be chaotic. The electronics monitor wheel slip, adjust engine output, and subtly intervene to keep the car pointed straight. Yet they don't completely dull the experience. They allow just enough drama to remind you that you're commanding something powerful. Launch control adds another layer of spectacle. With the system engaged, the car optimizes traction and engine output for maximum acceleration. You hold the brake, press the throttle, feel the engine brimming with restrained energy, and then release. The result is explosive. A perfectly timed surge that catapults the car forward with astonishing consistency. It feels engineered for shock value, designed to leave drivers and spectators equally stunned. What's remarkable is how accessible this performance is. You don't need professional racing skills to experience it. The car's design makes extreme acceleration available to everyday drivers, which is both thrilling and slightly terrifying. Respect becomes essential. The Hellcat rewards confidence but punishes carelessness, reminding you that immense power demands responsibility. On a racetrack, the acceleration feels almost surreal. Straightaways disappear in seconds, braking zones arrive sooner than expected, and you realize just how much velocity the car can generate in such a short distance. Yet even in this environment, the Hellcat maintains a sense of drama that distinguishes it from more clinical performance machines. It's not just fast, it's theatrical. Fuel consumption, of course, reflects the engine's appetite. When you drive aggressively, the fuel gauge seems to move almost as quickly as the speedometer. It's the price of admission for this level of performance. But for many enthusiasts, the experience is worth every drop. They don't buy a Hellcat to save fuel. They buy it to feel something extraordinary every time they drive. Design also plays a role in the perception of speed. The wide stance, muscular body lines, and aggressive front fascia create a visual promise of power even before the engine starts. When the car launches, it looks as dramatic as it feels, squatting at the rear like a predator pouncing. Spectators often react with wide eyes and raised phones, eager to capture the moment. In everyday situations, the Hellcat's acceleration can be almost comical. A gentle squeeze of the throttle can unintentionally outpace surrounding traffic. Merging onto highways becomes instantaneous. Gaps that would challenge ordinary cars are trivial here. It's like having a secret weapon under your foot, ready at any moment. Weather conditions add another dimension. On warm, dry pavement, traction improves and acceleration becomes brutally effective. On cold or wet surfaces, the car demands caution, as the same power that thrills can overwhelm grip. Drivers quickly learn to respect the conditions, adjusting their inputs to maintain control. The emotional connection to this car goes beyond numbers and physics. There's a sense of nostalgia too, a continuation of the classic American muscle car tradition, but amplified to modern extremes. It embodies the idea that performance should be visceral, loud, and unapologetic. In an era moving toward quiet electrification, the Hellcat stands as a roaring tribute to combustion power. Passengers often describe their first full-throttle experience as unforgettable. Some laugh uncontrollably, others shout in surprise, and a few simply fall silent, processing the intensity. It's a shared thrill that creates instant memories, the kind you replay in your mind long after the ride ends. Even after repeated drives, the shock never completely fades. You might become familiar with the car's behavior, but the sheer force of acceleration continues to impress. It's like standing near a powerful waterfall. You know what to expect, yet the magnitude still commands respect every time. Ownership brings a sense of pride as well. Driving a Hellcat isn't just transportation. It's participation in a culture of performance enthusiasts who appreciate raw power and bold engineering. At car meets or fuel stations, conversations start easily. People recognize the badge, hear the idle, and want to know what it's like. Maintenance and running costs are part of the package, of course. High performance demands high-quality components, premium fuel, and attentive care. But for many owners, these are acceptable trade-offs for the experience the car delivers. It's not a rational purchase, it's an emotional one. As technology advances, Cars are becoming faster in more controlled, quieter ways. Electric vehicles can deliver astonishing acceleration too, often with minimal noise or drama. Yet the Hellcat's appeal lies precisely in its rawness. The sound, the vibration, the mechanical intensity. These elements create a multisensory experience that numbers alone can't capture. Driving through tunnels becomes an event in itself. The engine note reverberates off the walls, amplifying the roar into something almost orchestral. A brief throttle input produces an echoing thunder that makes even casual drivers grin. It's a reminder that performance can be playful as well as powerful. Long road trips reveal another side of the car. At steady speeds, it settles into a comfortable rhythm, the engine humming rather than screaming. This dual personality, calm cruiser one moment, ferocious sprinter the next, adds to its charm. It's as if two cars share the same body, waiting for your command to decide which one emerges. Ultimately, what shocks people most isn't just how fast the Hellcat accelerates, but how intensely it makes them feel that speed. It engages the senses, the emotions, and even the imagination. Every full-throttle run becomes a small adventure, a burst of excitement that breaks the monotony of ordinary driving. So if you ever get the chance to experience a Hellcat's acceleration firsthand, hold on tight, keep your eyes forward, and be prepared for a moment that will recalibrate your understanding of speed. It's not just transportation. It's a visceral demonstration of what happens when engineering prioritizes thrill above all else. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most shocking acceleration machines ever built, make sure you show your support, because there's plenty more automotive excitement coming your way. Like, share, and subscribe for more incredible car content.